Is she...
Oh, she's in with the doctors.
Oh.
It might be a while. Well, you might as well sit down, if you can stay.
I can stay. What happened?
We don't know. 1 minute she was bustling around and the next she...
Wasn't?
Pretty much. They think it might be linked to the mini-stroke she had last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this a stroke?
No, they don't think so.
So what is it?
They don't know yet.
Right.
They're going to run some more tests.
How many tests?
How long's a piece of string?
Right.
How long can you stay?
A few days, maybe longer. I can work remotely.
Great.
I think I packed everything. I was in a bit of a rush.
What made you come?
What do you mean? You said you're at the hospital. Why wouldn't I come?
Right, of course, yeah, fine.
Do you not think I should have come?
No, she'll be happy to see you.
How are you?
Generally?
Yeah.
Fine.
Good.
Everything all right with you?
Yeah.
She said you got promoted to service manager.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. You still living in the same place?
Yep.
Close by?
She likes having me near.
Yeah, I think she's been lonely.
Yeah.
My taxi drove through town.
Really?
Oh, it never changes.
What do you mean?
Well, it just looks exactly the same.
Well, what did you expect?
I don't know, just for something to have changed, I guess. Some marker of time passing.
Stuff has changed. You just don't notice it if you're not here.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you do that.
So were you there when she...
Yeah.
It's so good that you're nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes worry about her, you know, rattling around that house all on her own.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, thank God that you were there, otherwise... Well,
She has an alarm.
What?
Around her neck. A panic button. If anything happens, she presses it and they send someone out.
Oh.
Yes, we have taken precautions.
I just thought...
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I wasn't criticising you, but it's Mum.
I know.
We need to support each other. It could be worse than last time.
You weren't there last time. You have absolutely no idea how it was.
How is she?
Well, thanks for letting us know. We'll be here if you need us.
More tests?
Guess so.
Surely that's excessive.
They need to make sure they've ruled everything out.
Oh, but it's been hours. Is this normal?
Yes, sometimes it takes hours, Jamie.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Look, I'm just tense. Don't worry about it.
We'll just wait then.
Yeah.
What you said before,
It was nothing.
but you meant something by it.
Look, we don't need to do this right now.
Do what? Alex, do what?
Oh, well, what do you want? You know you weren't there last time.
Because she told me she was fine.
I see.
What?
I didn't say anything.
You didn't need to. What is it?
She was still in hospital.
Well, I called to check in on her.
And she wouldn't want to disturb you, so she'd tell you everything was fine.
Well, you didn't tell me otherwise.
I told you what happened. I told you the results and how shaken she was. Look, I know you called her, but
But what, you think I should have come then?
I think she would have appreciated it.
I couldn't make it. She understood.
Okay.
She told me not to bother.
She knows how important your work is to you.
Well, it is.
Look, you're here now. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm here now and I can help.
You don't need to.
I want to.
Right, and I forgot you always get what you want.
What is that supposed to mean?
Never mind.
No, come on, you clearly have something you want to get off your chest, so let's hear it.
Let's not fight.
You're the one who's fighting. What do you actually want to say?
I'm just used to doing things on my own at this point, okay? Don't put yourself out.
But I've come to help.
No, you've come to do the bare minimum.
That is not fair.
Hence why I don't want to fight.
You know I would come back more often if I could.
Don't.
You can't judge me for leaving.
I never said I judged you for that.
I didn't need to.
You wanted to leave and find something more, and you did. Good for you.
But I left you here.
No, I chose to stay.
Because of Mum?
Because I wanted to. Not everybody wants to swan off to London, Jamie.
I didn't swan anywhere.
Fine, whatever.
Look, I've been calling Mum regularly. I've been checking in on her.
Good.
But what, you think I should have been doing more? That I shouldn't have left?
Oh, it's not that you left. It's that you stopped coming back. Suddenly you were always too busy. Had too much work on. Didn't have time for Mum. And she thought it was because of your work. But it's not. You just don't have time, and that's fine. But what pisses me off is that you swan back in here and tried to pretend that you so desperately wanted to make it back, but your big important job wouldn't allow you to. Be honest about it. You get to arrive when Mum needs you and seem like the hero returning from the unknown.
You know it's harder for me to get here.
It's an hour and a half on the train. You travel for longer than that in London. It's not like we're in Russia. They should be out soon.
Does she mention it?
Mention what?
That I don't come home.
Not in a negative way. But sometimes, on days like Easter or her birthday, she'll say, I wonder if Jamie will come, I'll give her a ring. And then you never do. Apart from a few days around Christmas. She'll never say a bad word against you though. So Jamie's just working, we mustn't disturb Jamie when she's busy. But she notices. And she wishes she saw you more.
And you?
I don't want you to come unless you want to. Not if you're just trying to tick a box. Booked a haircut, done laundry, visited Mother. It's not about seeing you every weekend, although I'm sure she'd love it. But you've not been here when it counts, have you?
You can't keep throwing that in my face. You wanted to be here.
I know I did.
Then stop punishing me. I wanted to get out of this town, so I made that decision and I did it. You can't blame me for that.
I'm not.
Aren't you? Because all you have done since I've got here is make snide comments about how I don't understand or how I haven't been there for Mum. I've been there for Mum. I have. You don't get more credit just because you're in the same place. I've got my own life.
Oh, and I don't.
Oh, I didn't say that.
See, this is what you do. You show up like the big I am and look down on me because I'm still here.
I said it was good that you're still here.
In the most condescending way possible.
Oh.
Well, like I'm wasting my life in a small town with Mum while you're off living it up.
Well, you act like I'm not welcome here whenever I come and try and help. Like I don't have a right to be interested just because I'm not always around.
Problem is, Jamie, is that you show up once a year, acting like the saviour and implying that I could be doing more. What, you worry about Mum being lonely or in danger, like I haven't done everything short of moving in with her. You show up like the benevolent child who wants the best for Mummy dearest, but isn't actually willing to do anything to help.
And how was I supposed to know different?
What?
Well, I have been calling Mum, I've been checking in on her, I've been talking to her, and she hasn't said a damn thing about needing me here.
She wouldn't, would she?
So you knew she wouldn't be telling me everything, but you didn't bother to reach out and tell me either. You could have told me that there were problems, that Mum needed me here, but you didn't. Instead, you wait until something really serious happens, I do come, and you turn everything against me.
I'm not.
It's a two-way street, Alex. Yeah, I should have checked in with you. But I'm not psychic. You have to tell me if either of you need help. How the hell am I meant to know otherwise?
What, so am I supposed to tell you anytime there's any little issue?
When it matters, yes!
It mattered when she was in hospital last time! When you failed to show up for that, I reckon I knew where your priorities lay.
I got on a train as soon as I got your message today. As soon as you said Mum was back in hospital, I headed straight for Waterloo.
And I'm glad you did. I'm glad you're here.
But you wish I'd done more. That's not fair.
Maybe not. But it's how I feel. Look, I don't resent the fact that you left. Or that you don't have time to visit. I resent the fact that you don't acknowledge that that's what you do. Whenever you show up, it's this big inconvenience for you. Like you've put in so much effort and done so much just to be with us. And Mum sees it that way too. She's a chore, distracting you from your real life.
She said that.
Not in so many words.
All those times I spoke to her, she never once asked me to come and see her.
You know, she hates to be a burden. Oh, yes?
Now you just rest up. I will be back tomorrow. And do what the nurses tell you.
Do you think they realise how much of a pain she's going to be?
Oh, come on, she's not going to give them any trouble.
You are kidding, right? She hates to be coddled and looked after.
Yeah. Do you remember when she broke her ankle and kept hobbling into the kitchen after me every time I tried to make her a cup of tea?
Yeah, you're the guest in the house, Jamie. I'll make the tea.
You're on crutches, Mum. She looks so fragile. And that bed's all hooked up.
She already looks better. Oh, and I feel better for having seen her. She's already sat up ready to talk the ear off anyone who'll listen.
She'd have charmed all the staff by tomorrow.
Undoubtedly.
She's already playing it down though, like, you know, she doesn't need to be here.
She always does. But if the doctor says she has to stay overnight, she'll obey. At least she's alert enough to be slightly miffed about it.
Mm. Was it bad? Last year?
It was scary. You learn the signs of a stroke, the fast thing, but you don't learn how to recognise if it's a big one. She wasn't responding, and I didn't know what to do, so I just got her to hospital, and then I was there, alone. And when they brought her out, I was there, alone. And by that point, she'd already told you not to come. And she's been unstable since. But it's always, don't worry, Jamie. She's been in and out of the doctors for minor things, but we mustn't tell Jamie. So I've had to pretend like I wasn't terrified. I had to put on a brave face for her, even though I know that once it happens once, it's more likely to happen again, and now...
It's happened again.
I don't know. Maybe. But I don't have time to worry, or be scared, or even take the time to process it, because I have to be there for her.
You should have told me.
I told you about the mini-stroke.
know about you.
I'm fine.
Are you?
I'm fine.
Alex.
Well, what do you want me to say?
You could have told me that you were struggling.
And be the selfish cow who demands you come home?
It's not selfish.
I chose to stay. You had to leave, Jamie. You hated it here. I'm not going to force you to come back.
You can ask me to come and help. Yeah, I don't want to live here again, but I would have come if you said you needed me.
But what's important enough to drag you home? Well, like you said, you have a life in London. And Mum's so proud of you. She boasts about you know that? My Jamie has an important job in London. She's successfully working in the city. My Jamie works so hard she's too busy to come home. But it's okay, because I'm here.
Dedicating your life to her.
I see her almost every day. You're right, she's lonely. She tries to pretend like she's not, but she is. I mean, all she does is potter around cleaning dust that's not even there. I've tried to get her to go out, find a group to join, a social event, but she will not have it. I'm fine. You and Jamie worry too much. There's only so much I can do, but I do what I can.
And you're happy with that?
Well, I like living here. And I like seeing Mum. I do have a life. But Mum takes priority. She has to.
I didn't realise how much you were doing. I'm sorry.
It's honestly not that bad. Most of the time. But it's tough. Knowing what's happened and not knowing if or when it'll happen again. And I felt like I had to deal with that on my own.
You don't have to. Even if I can't be here in person, pick up the phone. Send me a message. I don't know, tie a note to a pigeon. But you can't keep blaming me for not being here.
You know, I didn't even realise I was. I guess I was just stressed and then you were there and it just sort of came out.
The perfect storm.
Apparently. Look, I'm sorry for what I said.
Which part?
Probably most of it. But mainly, I know you care about her. About us.
I just thought I was doing everything she wanted me to do.
Well, you were, in a way. I should have been better at...
Communicating?
Yeah.
Same here.
I don't want to compete with you.
I know.
Mostly because you'd win.
Hey, well, we both know that Mum loves me more, so...
Oh, yeah, she just doesn't see you enough to notice all of your flaws.
Hey, well, you've had a chance to change her mind and you failed, so what does that say about you?
That I'm a real person? And you're a myth that she's created in her head?
Well, just call me legendary.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't go that far.
You can really stay for a while?
For as long as needed.
All right.
We'll work out a new system.
What, for being a functional family?
Something like that.
Sounds like a plan.